What's up guys, it's Drac, and today we're going to talk about the Nexus Pro. But not this Nexus Pro. Oh, that could have been better planned. Not this Nexus Pro. We're going to talk about the new Nexus Pro. So I got a sneak peek of this at Nuremberg, and I collected a lot of my thoughts there, but this is a pretty sterile environment. We paid full cash price for this one, picked it up at Walmart. Let's give you our thoughts without, press cameras in front of us. This is the new same price, $50, Nexus Pro X. And there have been a lot of different Nexus Pro reskins, but that is not what this is. This is a pretty ground up redesign of the Nexus platform, maintaining that price point, being available on shelves with a ton of accessories. Whereas the original Nexus came with plenty of accessories. Most of them got replaced by modders. We put new stocks on, we put new grips on, we put new foregrips on, new muzzles. We leveled out this riser. I know that was a pretty popular one. Deleted the safety, etc. Anything to get rid of the slop from the full length into the half length adapter. And it seems like virtually all of that has been addressed in the Nexus Pro X, which is tough from a foam pro shop perspective because I don't know what we're gonna do in our kit for this one. We're gonna put something together, but ultimately at $50, you're getting a lot of feature-rich blaster here with more performance than the original one, now claiming up to 200 FPS. Pretty serious bump. They are coming with 24 half-length darts and 2 magazines out of the box. 2 different muzzles, 2 different mags. It's a lot. There's a lot to like in here. Open up the clamshell style packaging and you really get to see that it's coming with all that and a bag of chips, 2 new magazines. The magazines are so slick. Can't wait to talk about those. Built-in irons, a bunch of darts, enough to fill both magazines once, and then also eye protection. Really dig that it's got eye protection out of the package. Not sure what this rubber gasket is for. Hopefully it says so on the back or in the inside. I don't know. Also coming with a scar that is a roller scar as well as an injection molded scar, kind of removing the need to have aftermarket scars on this. You've got the injection molded one hiding in here and then the roller scar up here, both very, very cool. Like I said, multiple different optics. You've got the irons, flat rail now, side panels. So we used to print things where you could fit them into the pseudo rail on the side, kind of glue them in, and then you'd have additional railing. No need for that anymore. Railing on the sides, windows to see your mechanism, just a lot going on here. Let's bust it out of the package. Let's take a look at what we got. All right, so just to break down the blaster completely, you've got the stock. Stock is mil spec over here, standard size buffer tube. You've got this hollow optic, goes up front. You've got the iron sight, goes there. You have this piece, which is interesting. This holds your additional scar. You can throw it on the side rail if you just wanted to really fully load it. Now that'll hold the roller scar. It'll also hold the injection molded scar if that's something that you're looking to do. Obviously, one of the scars goes in the barrel, but also if you don't like this, there's storage up front, almost like a second pseudo muzzle up there where you could fit either scar, I believe. I'm not 100% sure if is my roller scar like locked in? Or is that just how tight the fit is? It's just how tight the fit is. The roller scar does not fit up there, so you would want to use this secondary storage over there. Why does it fit so tightly? I don't know. Oh, because of how the coupler in there, that's pretty solid. Especially since you want it to stay put, that makes a bunch of sense to me. Then of course you get 2 of the brand new magazines. They're 12 rounders. Back in the day, I really liked the 12 rounders with an Alpha Trooper combo, so I think that that's slick to see. Turns out this is an additional O-ring. If you're the kind of person who's modifying your blaster, messing with the breech, messing with the barrel, having a bonus O-ring is pretty sweet. And then this stock apparently comes up like this, revealing a secret Skittles storage compartment. Nah, I'm just playing. You put the extra O-ring in there so that you can't lose it. You could also, I guess if you were really dastardly, you could store a couple of darts in there. But a cute little storage compartment, matches the rest of the blaster, gives you an additional color splash on there. Pretty sick. So that's a lot of what it does come with. What it doesn't come with is a full-length mag adapter, because it doesn't need one. It is now half-length only. I think that the breech is always open, so to speak, so you can load, reload, clip in, clip out with dual releases. When you first see this, maybe you think, it's similar to the original Nexus, except this was to release the mag adapter and then this was to release the magazine itself. As long as we're talking about the magazines, I do just want to point out how far they've come. This has to be primed to remove the magazine, of course. These are the original Nexus magazines, and it felt like they were trying to split the difference. Not quite be a katana, not quite be a talon. At this point, it seems like Dart Zone has come around completely. This is more or less the Dart Zone talon, and maybe it's disingenuous to say that, but when you look at them side by side, they have very similar tactile features. They're unidirectional. It has the talon's same geometry for its magazine capture. So you could use this in a lot of different magwells, both hobby and compatible. Very similar sleds there, the Dart Zone one being slightly wider. I don't think that's necessarily an advantage or a disadvantage. Really similar base plates, really similar design aesthetic. I like this knurling pattern on here because I think it makes it really easy to grip these, and your hand intrinsically knows both where to grip and how to grip so that the narrow part fits into your fingers, similar to how with a Talon you could always find your way forward. Now, because they're effectively Talons, the Talon clips in just as nicely. If you need an 18 rounder, you absolutely could. Like I said, multi-mag release, and they gravity drop, which is very, very nice. You've got kind of the AK style, no real rock, but you could grab and pull like that. I myself really want to pretend I want to pretend I'm John Wick. Nobody is John Wick. So obviously, my mag flipping needs some work. Now, is it compatible with the old one? No. Kind of. Safety's on. Oh my gosh. All right, I need to know if it actually chambered or not. That would just be funny. Iron before Drac breaks Nexus Pro. Seems like it works to me. That's crazy. All right, well, we're gonna have to break this down and look at the insides pretty soon, but overall, like, I'm very impressed. Comes with a lot of accessories that Nerfers really dig, comes with multiple kinds of optics, comes with a stock that's not bad, putting a lot of weight on it there, like, and finally got it to collapse, but that was pretty much like full compression. That was me using both hands to pull it as tightly as I can. I'm trying to think if I could give you any gym figure that would make that like an actual force that wouldn't be embarrassing to my current performance in the gym. I don't know. The good news is it recovered gracefully from that. Like I said, as long as you're just shouldering it regularly, no issues whatsoever. Held back a lot of force there. This appears to be an AR-15 compatible grip. When we do the full mod guide and breakdown, we'll pop this off and see if there's like an M5 bolt or a 16/32. I don't know what the actual figure is. It's like a 17/32 bolt receiver in there. We'll see if this is compatible with AR-15 grips, but if it is, that's taking a page out of the Try-Ons book. Certainly a valuable feature in and of itself. Like I said, I mean, I can't get over the magazines, the compatibility. These are so slick, so nice. Do I like them more than Talons? Hard to say. I think that I would like them more than Talons if they were 18s. As 12s, they're complicated. If they were 15s, I'd like them more than either. I think that that would be a real sweet spot between length and overall capacity. Safe to say I seriously dig them, and then more importantly than anything else, I love that you get 2 of them with the blaster for free. A lot of people barely use these because they immediately switched over to Talons or whatever their hobby grade magazines were. Of note, you're also missing the slop. This is a very smooth prime now. No muss, no fuss, no worries there, largely because there is no multi-mag well. So you're always priming into a half-length compatible situation there. Using a different kind of printing, they bragged about this in Nuremberg. This printing actually has texture to it, kind of thing that you really need to see to believe on there. It looks almost like carbon fiber, but that's just largely because there is a thickness to the printing, whereas they're adding layers. It is increasing the overall sort of perception of it. I think that as opposed to kind of like the print anything on anything direct to product printing that we've seen, the textured like kind of printing is definitely a step above. Time will tell to see if that catches on or if they utilize that to do extra editions of the Nexus Pro X, perhaps with different featurettes on it. It's certainly a very flat, very blank kind of industrial design besides that, but given that it's going for like a really lean tactical look, it kind of benefits from that. It's very thin, a la Try-On, so I'm not gonna knock it too much for not being, you know, cartoony industrial design when that's not really what we want. Smooth to the body, would not snag. It's unbelievable to think that $50 gets you this off the shelf at a major retailer. It's just, this is easily the most feature-rich, cross-compatible, for hobby play designed blaster within its category, and it's, you know, half the price of its contemporaries over at Worker, in addition to just being far more readily accessible to the average, at least North American consumer. I really dig it. Let's take it outside, let's put it over the chronograph. Oh boy, it's windy. Let's go ahead and put a few over the chronograph. Sorry about the audio in this segment. Not much we can do about the wind, but we'll bring it inside as quick as we can. Keep in mind, we do have the roller scar on right now. 203, 196, 203, 206, slam fire, 196, pretty serious. Go ahead and pull out our sweet bonus magazine here. Fire some and just see how straight they'll go. Again, we got a little bit of windage going, but over the shoulder. So pulling left with the wind. This is unironically like an out-of-the-box tournament-ready blaster. Just unreal. Let's take it inside. All right, so our final thoughts on the Nexus are that it's a no-brainer. I mean, at $50, this is a primary class blaster that's incredibly feature-rich, ripe for modification. Nothing but nice things to say about it. Whether you're right-hand dominant or left-hand dominant, everything about this has been ergonomically designed to be pretty efficient. The kit that I anticipate putting together for this is pretty minimal. All I can tell you is that I'm super impressed now that I have one in hand and get to spend like a lot of time with it. I really look forward to necking it down, doing probably a breakdown video and then a separate mod guide video for you guys here in the coming week, just because it is a really exciting product and I just think that it's stupendous. Something else that's stupendous is the history of tactical gear in our hobby. Let's go. Bonus Drac talk time. I don't know. I figured that I'd bring these out to kind of illustrate my point, and then I really want to give a shout out and some support to two very good friends of mine in the hobby. They're legacy End War sponsors. They're terrific players. Charles has been doing this as long as I have over at Containment Crew, and then Ryan over at Silver Fox Industries is just absolutely top shelf. So a little bit of history before I get into the not an ad is back in the day, we were really subjected to like early 3D printed stuff or knockoff airsoft stuff for our tactical gear. This was like the gold standard in 2015, 2016. These were narrow base sort of holders. They would hold full-length magazines, and I threw them on a pretty cheap Condor duty belt here. That was pretty okay. I think the new gold standard would have been the Scabbard rig, which I launched on Kickstarter a while ago. Made by John Willis of SOE Tactical up in Tennessee. This is, you know, the creme de la creme, but it was incredibly expensive, and since I don't make it in-house, it's completely sold out. It has been for a while. I see people flip them for twice what I sold them for on Kickstarter all the time. Charles and Ryan are looking to fix that in their collaboration Scared, SCRD. I'll let you click on the Kickstarter to get all of the deets about it down in the description box below, but the bottom line is they're making tactical gear that's bright colors. Given that our current relationship with our End War host school requires brightly colored tactical gear, there's gotta be a better solution than taking neon orange duct tape and wrapping it around your sweet tactical gear. And that is what, you know, they've decided to solve over at Scared. They have a variety of different tiers. They're still working on a red tier, so well worth clicking on the description box below, looking at the stuff and seeing if you want to support them. But they're launching a variety of tactical gear in neon colors specifically for fun foam flinging hobbies. Obviously, if you're involved in paintball or airsoft and you don't want the full woods ball cover look and maybe want to look a little more tactical, a little less tactical, then you might want to consider that as well. But I went ahead and I wanted to promote their 3D printed MOLLE compatible sort of setup here. Effectively, this is a MOLLE compatible Talon holder, so it holds the new Nexus sort of magazines, but a really sweet, if I come in here and I pull the tab. The great thing about MOLLE is how cross-compatible it is. The terrible thing about MOLLE is that if you don't have your tools with you, it could be, there we go. Very simple, using these insertable injection molded detents so that I think this would hold a variety of different magazines. Has the Scared logo on it, bright neon colors to go with the gear itself, easy friction fit in, pull out. Just a fun way to kind of showcase this and feature. They're down to their last couple of weeks on the Kickstarter. It is already shaping up to be the most successful hobby Kickstarter of all time. Could not be happier for them in that regard, because I genuinely think that for events, for the safety of all players, as an event organizer, as a player, as an enthusiast, I think that we constantly are walking the line between, like, sometimes we paint these blasters and they look a little bit like guns. And, you know, running around in full orange kit definitely helps. I've played on a variety of squads where we intentionally pick loadouts that are super duper silly, cartoonish colors, bright t-shirts. You know, I encourage that in my moderator staffs, etc. But I think that if we can kind of get to the point where maybe we're not military black for everything, not that, you know, it hasn't served us well for the last decade using knockoff airsoft stuff and repurposed paintball gear, but, you know, gear made specifically for us in the hobby in a variety of colors, I think would be truly, truly terrific. I've got, you know, a couple of technical packages in my Rolodex that I would love to have done in something other than OD green or black or tan. So I wish them all the best. I highly encourage you check out their Kickstarter in the description box below. And this has been an insanely long video. If you're even vaguely considering picking up a Nexus Pro X, I think that it's a slam dunk. If it's ever on sale, it's a steal. I think that the cross compatibility of the accessories and then just the desirability of them alone is incredible. I can't wait to get this thing under my screwdriver, take it apart for you, and figure out what's going on with appears to be a staggered sled priming and bolt system. Just really neat stuff. With that said, I will catch you guys in the next one. Much love, blast on, Drac out.